And welcome into Week 10 of the NFL. It is, once again, your fantasy game time decisions. I was thinking this morning, why did we ever get rid of that? We should call this fantasy game time decisions.
We do. That's what's over your head right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, why don't we ever refer to it as that, ever?
Well,
Weird.
Tank, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't host the shit.
I don't know.
So,
He's like, I don't know. I don't know.
You want to ask that question?
Has that always been there?
Yeah.
No, it has not.
Yeah, has.
Wow.
Yeah, if you want to ask that question, you're more than welcome to, but you're going to have to get yourself a mirror and ask it to yourself.
Okay. I think you're bullshitting. Now I'm going to have to go back and look because I don't think that's
you
been
can.
there. I honestly don't think that's been
Let
there.
me ask you a question. With how bad my head hurts right now, do you think I did anything to spiff this up more than I usually would have?
No,
Okay.
no. Poor Jeremy's dealing with a massive headache, and it has nothing to do with boozes.
No, for once
So-
I was good. I was a good boy. And I still have a headache that I'm pretty sure God used to kill Elvis.
So hopefully the rest of you are feeling a little bit more spry than Jeremy. Today, it is.
Today I'm just going to go home and crush tequila all day. If I'm going to feel like this, I'm going to get the positive out of it.
Get all of your questions in. We will get to them throughout the program here. David Smith, Armchair Commentary, joining me on the show, or joining us, I guess, on the show here. Just screw Jeremy. He's not feeling good, so he's not here. What's going on, buddy?
He's always sort of here. Hey, look, a couple of weeks ago, I started this whole fundraising thing. Said I was going to grow out the mustache. That part's working.
Yeah, he's
Still have
mustached.
until the end of November. But I said if we got to 200 Canadian dollars before a certain point, that I would wear jet skiers. So, man,
it
this feels
no.
bad.
It's beautiful.
Oh,
It's
feels bad.
welcome to the club of sadness.
Ken, it's 2 wins less sad than what I am right now, but I spent my own, I need to be clear, spent my own dollars on these, which makes it even worse, and doesn't come out of the fundraising money. It's strictly out of my pocket. So I appreciate anyone that's donated. Thanks for contributing to a good cause, and go Jets.
Yeah.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah, you know what I've learned? I want us to start this show with our sweeping declaration of the day.
Okay.
And I'm going to make mine as clear as I can. I am a lifelong Charlie Brown, Lucy with the football fan. Okay.
Yeah.
I am very used to my team shitting in my punch bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So we put out a reel, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, whenever Josh McDaniels got fired. It has trended 3 separate times on 3 separate social medias. And the Las Vegas Raiders are the most primed team I've ever seen in my life, in my 30 years of football fandom, to have their team take a vein thrombosis grumper right on their foreheads. I have never seen a team go more from, holy shit, we suck, to, we're going to the Super Bowl. I've never seen it. It's
serious?
unlike anything I've ever seen, and I should not have done that because that hurt a whole mess. So there's mine, and I'm gonna go puke in my shoes now. Oh, I declare that was no more forcible screaming on the stream today.
Disgusting.
Oh God.
Gross.
Oh, I just saw dead relatives. That wasn't good at all.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
buddy.
I'd like
Nanny and Poppy, I didn't expect to see you today.
to move on and forget that ever happened.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
oh, I would do.
sweeping declaration for the day is that the Jets are going to beat the Raiders.
It's not even that they'll beat them. It's that the Raiders will look so unbelievably bad. Every
I
time
hope you learned how to run the damn ball.
I'm pretty sure that after the goings on of this week, I'm not 100% sure that Nathaniel Hackett has any say in this anymore. I'm not sure Robert Saleh does either.
No.
Okay. Armchair, do you have a sweeping declaration of the day?
Commanders will dismantle Seattle. Seattle is, sorry, Seahawks fans. I think the Geno time is nearing its end, and unless Kenny Walker is gonna do what we saw last year from Kenny Walker, who I still like, by the way, today. I think that the Sam Howell-led Commanders are actually going to have a great day today.
That's a hell of a declaration.
Yes.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah, that's an aggressive one.
I will go, you know what? I'll go plan for the repeat. Plan for the repeat game of the week this week to feature the Succaneers. This is going to be a shootout. I'm telling you, it's going to be a shootout. Just like C.J. Stroud did last week, right? Will Levis is going to do the same damn thing to Tampa Bay.
I love Will Levis today.
And Tennessee don't have the secondary to handle the receivers.
I thought you were about to say they didn't have the secondary to handle Baker Mayfield.
No, Baker. Look. Baker
record
Mayfield is, he's what he is, right? And last week against Houston, we could have had a very different narrative come out of that game, right? Had Houston not come up with the 40-second comeback, that would have been a way different narrative going around Baker. Oh, shit, Baker Mayfield, look, he led the game-winning drive.
He did stuff.
Right?
Hey, look, he did
Because he
stuff.
did. I'll be honest with you, he did. It was one of those moments where you looked at Baker and went, now, see, that's a quarterback that's not bad.
Is he, though?
Stop it.
He is sometimes, and sometimes he's not.
Yes, most of the time, he is. Almost every single time, he is exactly who you think he is.
Exactly.
And then Mac Jones has 10 touchdown passes. He's not a real quarterback, is he? Come on. Look, I get it. He's had a great couple of moments. He led the Browns to the playoffs. He almost won that game where Mahomes got killed. And Chad Henne had to come in and save the day for Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
Which still sounds hilarious. But and he came to the Rams, and he stepped in and did enough with the Rams, and people keep giving him opportunities because he's not the worst. And if being not the worst is the bar, that's pretty darn low. So of course he's going to beat your expectations, because your expectations are Josh Rosen. Like, oh, is he better than nothing? Yep. Good enough. We'll take it. I think that Baker's Baker. I think he's exactly who he is every single time. I'm still miffed that you guys don't like number 2 in passing yards in the NFL, Sam Howell.
I don't mind him today. I don't have to. I cannot get away from Will Levis. There are 2 things that I'm doing in every fucking lineup. Will Levis is one. The Dallas Cowboy defense is the other. And you could have told me that defense was $7,000 on DraftKings. You know what I would have done? Yeah. I would have happily gone, there we go. Let's do that. Because Tommy DeVito is – did you hear the story that he still lives with his mommy?
Oh,
sure does.
She makes his bed every day.
No.
Swear to God, he said that out loud, and I went,
Fuck
"Holy
off.
shit!"
No,
I thought
really
you were gonna get dead anyway, and now you're gonna get deader because Micah Parsons is gonna put his wiener in your ear.
Kind of fucking.
Are you at all worried about the Cowboys playing down to their competition like they often do? Because by all intents and purposes, this should be a scattered, smothered, and covered Dallas Cowboys victory. There's no reason that Dallas shouldn't win this game by 40. Except for the fact that it's the Giants and it's a division rival, and they always seem to find a way to not play their best football when it's the G-men.
The G-men. Are you asking if I'm worried about that?
From a DFS perspective, I think they'll still win the game.
Really, no. I mean, solely because I can't figure out. Okay, so. Let's say Dallas plays down to their competition. Yep. How bad would Dallas have to play for this not to be just a bloodletting? Now, do I want to play?
Ask Buffalo.
and you're not wrong. And the Dallas Cowboys are Buffalo NFC. I get it. This is a different scenario. That Buffalo game was with Tyrod Taylor. This is with Danny's nephew, Tommy DeVito. I will pass on. They're going to kill him. They are going to absolutely freaking kill him.
What's the total score on the game? Do you know that?
The over-under total?
Yeah.
Oh, I can tell you. I just got a message.
38 and a half.
38 and a half.
Yikes. Which means
37 to nothing.
Which I was about to say means Vegas thinks this game will be 38-0 Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
I just got a message from our buddy, Justin Harvey. That's our DC Streams contact.
Mm-hmm.
Today exclusively, they have a DC Streams deal. One connection, $100 for the year.
Nice.
Let's go.
Nice.
All your football games, college, NFL, NBA, if that's your thing, Major League Baseball, hockey, if that's your thing. Speaking of if that's your thing, our guy Armchair, Stone Sports Podcast, new show.
It's Wednesday.
This Wednesday?
Yes.
This Wednesday. Yeah.
By the way, I have to ask this, and I hope that what I'm getting ready to ask is not offensive, because I don't know how this works. All right, so we're currently calling it Sportsocracy the Ocho.
We are.
But you're Canadian.
I am.
Should we not have gone with a French number?
No.
I don't know how French Canadian works. Is that in like different places or?
Yeah. No, well, yeah, it is.
Yeah,
but
it is.
And
I mean, I know you're not French. I just I got that.
But here's the funny part. So, in almost the entire country, most people speak English, only English.
Yes.
And of course, we have pockets of immigrants all over the place, just like everybody else. So there are little Italies and Chinatowns, and large Muslim populations elsewhere. But in Quebec and New Brunswick, they speak a lot of French. I happen to be able to speak French and English, but that's because I was taught in school, because my mom thought you might be able to get a good government job, and then that never happened. Now I'm here talking to you jabronis.
Oh.
Now, ironic thing to what he just said, I learned French in school, too, for a completely different reason. I took 4 years of Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
I took 3 years of French.
Hablo un poco español as well.
My wife made me realize how not fluent in Spanish I am. Because I told her one time I took 4 years of Spanish, and she said a sentence that to this day I still don't know what the fuck it meant. And then I took French because all the hot girls took French. So I went, yep,
bingo.
I'm going to do that too. And the teacher was a lunatic. It was awesome. Obviously, with that noise.
Yep.
I'm your huckleberry.
Replay it. We got one from Gage Camplin. This will be our first question of the day. You can super chat your questions, and they jump the line, and then we will start with the questions that have just been put into the chat. He asked for a sleeper wide receiver for DFS, and for me, there is but one answer to that question. His name is Andrea Yeshivas. I will say your name appropriately.
Bengals.
I will say your name appropriately today.
There is no T. Higgins.
There may be no Jamar
there
Chase.
There may be no Jamar Chase, but last I saw, he was trending that way, that he was going to play. But that means that you're left with Tyler Boyd, Andre Yoshivas, and Trenton Irwin. I have been on the Andre Yoshivas bandwagon for a couple of weeks now because, I mean, he scored those cheapy touchdowns like a few weeks back. But as I went back and I watched it, I thought, I don't know that those are cheapy touchdowns. Like, yes, they were.
He's just real fucking good at football.
But it was more than that to me. It was the connection between him and Joe Burrow. That the touchdowns that he got were when the play broke down.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that meant, oh, shit, when the play breaks down, Joe's already looking to this young guy to get open and to make plays because he knows how good he is.
Oh, you know why? Because at the point of the catch, he was one of the best receivers in this draft class.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember how many times I said this kid's name?
It was a lot.
Every time I watched him, it was like, and now granted, he played at Princeton, so the competition wasn't great. but it was like he was playing with a bunch of little children. It looked like me going to your kid's school and just going Randy Moss on a bunch of 11-year-olds. Like, what's up? You ain't got nothing for this smoke,
Right.
bruh.
Right.
I love him today. I also love Noah Brown today. If I'm going cheap receiver, it's one of them two, and I might go both of them two.
Okay. Armchair, you got a sleeper?
No. You know what? Nick Westbrook-Akina.
I don't hate that one because somebody other than DeAndre Hopkins also has to catch passes.
Yeah.
I just don't know which one it's going to be.
He's going to be touchdown dependent. He's not going to get a ton of volume. I think it's going to be D-Hop. I think that game has a lot more blowout potential than I think we're giving it credit for.
As do I.
Yeah.
The receiver that I would like to attack here would be Carlton Davis. Well, Carlton Davis is going to be on DeAndre Hopkins. So I don't think I need to do anything outside that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't disagree with him that Westbrook-Akina could be a play. The one I really don't want is whoever plays on the outside. Westbrook-Akina plays in the slot a lot. So whoever's on the outside and catches Jamel Dean, I'll pass.
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't need to do that.
He doesn't need a ton to look. Either of those guys are $3,000 and $3,400 on DraftKings. We're not talking about a ton of production to justify their price.
We also have one of these.
I'm your huckleberry.
This is from Pitwinkle. And Armchair, I'm going to need you to read that because I'm pretty sure that's a French obscenity.
Do you allow teams to tank in Dynasty?
No, wrong one.
Oh, no.
The one above that.
Galles. Yeah. Dabelnet Galles is absolutely a French obscenity.
It's
actually two.
What does it mean?
Oh, buddy, it's making fun of a religious thing, a tabernacle. French swear words are interesting, man. It's let me get you a proper definition, but I was always told it has to do with the tabernacle and doing bad things to it, and that's enough.
Oh shit!
Oh, I don't like that.
I'm your huckleberry.
Pitwinkle went crimes.
He did.
It's fine.
Interesting.
We're all friends around here. And then we have another one of these.
I'm your huckleberry.
From Ronnie George. Do you allow teams to tank in Dynasty? Is there a way to tank appropriately without disciplinary action? So I don't know their answer on this. I have encountered this enough times that I have just learned we always had rules. So any year that you traded your first round pick, you had to pay up front for that year. So we would allow you to trade picks 3 years out. If you traded your 24 first round pick, you had to pay for that year as soon as that trade went through. 25, same thing. 26, same thing. That way, if you just decide, oh, shoot, my team sucks, then we could fill your team for free, and they would have 2 or 3 years to fix your ills. Now, in terms of tanking, if it's a committed league, there's really not a problem with it. Now, you should have a trade deadline, which should probably be in the next
week or two.
No, this is a little early.
14.
14 was the number I had. I had 13, 14, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Just solely because, all right, so let's say you've got a just god-awful team in Dynasty. If I can't trade, what is the incentive for me to even set my damn lineup?
Yeah.
I need to be able to make moves. I need to be able to add guys.
Most of the leagues I've ever been in have been trade deadlines around Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I mean, that
which
would
is
be
2 weeks away.
Yeah, and that would be week 12.
Okay.
I think that's a little early in Dynasty, but you also don't want it to go too far where a team goes, oh, I suck, and they just prop somebody up to come in and put their goober in your suckhole.
Realistically, if you're in a dynasty league, people should be allowed. Okay, so if your team is bad, you want to be the worst kind of bad. The league that I'm in that I like, I would say is my most expensive league, has a playoff to get the first overall pick.
That was the
So
other
you can't
thing.
just so you can't just outright tank. Like, you have to actually win. So last year I won the first overall pick, and it's doing me a ton of good because Arthur Smith forgot
Brilliant.
Bijan, and that's helpful to me. So helpful. Really helpful to the guy who got Kyle Pitts the other year as well. So we thank him for his mustache efforts. You piece of garbage. Anyway, we have a playoff for it. So if you want to tank it, go for it. But it means that you're probably picking fourth or sixth. Yeah, fourth out of the 10. So the top half will make the playoffs, and then the bottom half will and the difference, and Jeremy, you can attest to this, the difference between picking 1-1 in a dynasty rookie draft and 1-4 is significant.
Especially this year, because this year, 4 there's 3 elite receivers in this draft, and there's not necessarily an elite running back.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 leaves you with Caleb Williams.
Go ahead and tank all you want. It doesn't. And to be fair, I'm also a commissioner that says, if you want to ruin your team for someone else to do better, I also don't care about that. Go ahead, not hurting my feelings. You want to ruin it, but just remember, you got to pay. Got to pay to play. So,
yep.
Thanks.
All right, we got another super chat from Gage.
I'm your huckleberry.
And there's the bot. He says,
"Oh, we got a bot. Is it wanting us to stare at nudie things?"
No, it's game streams.
Oh shoot!
Levis,
I like the one about titties. What are we doing?
He's got Levis, Aaron Jones, Bijan Robinson, Chase, Hopkins, Marquise Brown, Sam Laporta, Dallas Cowboys. How you like them apples? I like it a lot. It's a lot of the same names that I put in a lot of my lineups. However,
run for the hills, Gage.
However, the whole BJ or the Bijan Robinson thing, I don't know that I don't know that I'm.
How do you trust it?
I don't know that I can do that.
It's gonna have a week.
It's gonna have a week, but am I doing it this week? No, I just pay $4,000 and play Tyler Algier, who I know is gonna get the red zone snaps.
You're not. I mean, okay, just you're wrong. Not wrong until you are wrong. And the week you are wrong, you better have Bijan Robinson, because he's going to break a slide. That's the reason that DraftKings is only changing his price just a little bit, because they're scared of that too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you why. So on the Monday show, I gave a shout-out to my buddy, Al Zedenfeld, who he works for ESPN National. He's their DFS guy. And he had, I think it finally wound up being like 20 of the top 100 lineups in the Millionaire on this past Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Guys like him will just fire Bijan Robinson every week because they play $25,000 worth of lineups a week. So in the essence of competitive balance, you can't sink him down because you know he's got that high side.
Right.
But now if you're firing one lineup, yeah, it's difficult for me to get to Bijan. I hate running back this week. Just I don't know if you two do. I really struggled to find 2 running backs I wanted to play this week.
I did not.
And who were your 2?
Joe Mixon was one.
I don't mind Joe Mixon.
I mean, he's been racking up points the last few weeks, and now you're telling me all the receivers are hurt? I mean, I get Andre Yeshivas. You can throw him in that lineup too. I mean, he's only 3,000 this week. But
well, here's my problem with Joe Mixon. All right, to get where I want to be in a tournament, I need him to score 4x his salary.
Okay.
When was the last time he did that?
That would be what, 28? He would have to score.
24.
24.
So well, almost 25. It'd be 24.8.
I don't know. My guess last year.
I can tell you definitively it wasn't this year.
Right.
So I don't know when it was. I'm looking up his game logs now.
But he's another one, right? Joe Mixon is another one that he has one of those games every year. Why would it not be this one?
Well, it could be.
Mm-hmm.
And he's one of the running backs I consider.
I would trust that way more than I'd trust Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, the last time he paid that off was that 55 he had against Carolina.
Mm-hmm. That was the last time he went over 24?
Yep.
Wow. That kind of surprises me.
And the previous time to that was the previous year.
Mm-hmm.
He's done it one time in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. I don't like it.
Okay. He said he doesn't like it.
I never find myself playing Joe Mixon. Now, the funny thing is that I did have him that week against Carolina when he had, 5 touchdowns or something stupid like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I don't mind. Running back sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Because so you can play Tony Pollard in the hopes that Dallas gets up big and just rams it down their throat. You can play ATN because he always seems to find pay dirt and he always manages to get touches at least. I'm not touching anything from Detroit, so I'm not touching Gibbs or Montgomery because I think they pillage from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Walker is okay, but okay is not what we're looking for. Aaron Jones is okay. The running back that I will target is probably going to be something like Devin Singletary because he's cheap and he's going to get the tote. Whether he's good or not is completely irrelevant. And then I can play Pollard with him, and then I'm only playing, 2 guys at just under 12. And then I can actually play who I want to play elsewhere.
Yeah.
But I don't love running. I like a lot of wide receivers today. I like some running backs, but I don't love any of them.
Yeah.
I don't love it. There's not a running back that I'm like, you're going to have a 50 burger today.
The only one I look at and really like is Christian McCaffrey. Because I just don't know what else you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's big point. That's big dollars too.
Yes, it is, and I'm fine with it.
You're fine with it?
I'm fine with it.
Okay. All right.
I'm leaving.
Searching for the value, like trying to find the running back that is going to be in that 5,000 range. That's going to have the big day. Is a tough task this week, to me anyway. I
would agree.
The name that I've wrote down first is Najee Harris. I know he sucks. I know he's not been good. I know he's super touchdown dependent. But those are the options that you have in that range, in that price range. You have Jerome Ford, who I don't know. I'm not trusting him against Baltimore. Baltimore doesn't give up a lot.
Yeah.
And I just don't know who else you can get to in that area.
I'm not. That's the thing, is that I'm playing 2 running backs and I'm done.
Do you know who PFF has the number 1 ranked projected ownership?
Oh. You're laughing, which means it's stupid. Rashad White?
It's Rashad White.
Rashad White.
It's Rashad White, followed by Joe Mixon, followed by Tank Dell. Those are your 3 20%ers.
Rashad.
And then everybody else is
catches a lot of passes.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. It's just Rashad White, which just again, we're back here.
Gross. We should probably do some fantasy questions.
I guess.
Sounds like a decent idea.
We haven't done one yet, and we've been on for 30 minutes.
That's not true. We've done a few.
Well, we've done the super chat. We haven't done any of the the normie questions. The first one came in from Jonna. It says, start 1 at the flex, half PPR. Are you going Kareem Hunt, Cortland Sutton? Kareem Hunt for me. Kareem Hunt he's starting to creep up on that little board bet that you and I made, Jeremy, of more touches past week 3. Kareem Hunt or Jerome Ford. And he's starting to get the touches.
It's a half PPR, so it has to be Hunt.
It's half PPR?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, then that would be Hunt.
And then at tight end, Njoku or Kittle.
Give me Kittle.
I've got to go Kittle. I'm a big fan of player studs.
Yep. Let's see here. PPR start 1 in the flex for Danny Finn's fan. He's got Jahmyr Gibbs, Deontay Johnson, Jahan Dotson, and Javonte Williams.
Hold. I couldn't even listen. I couldn't even listen to your question there because I'm still awestruck at the Kareem Hunt is sneaking up on Jerome Ford. No, the fuck he's not.
Is he not?
He's got 64 touches the entire fucking year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and by the way, how many catches does Kareem Hunt have this entire season?
6.
6.
Yeah.
I still have no fear of Kareem Hunt.
Okay.
I still don't like Kareem Hunt.
Okay.
He's averaging 3 yards a carry.
Mm-hmm.
I would go so far as to say you have already lost that, short of Jerome Ford gets his leg cut off. You said that,
we'll
and
see.
I went, am I missing something? And then I went look back, and no, I'm not.
Yeah.
He had 14 carries last week. Jerome Ford had 20.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way this has pretty much gone all year. He's been 35%. That's what you get. And going back to that question, the more I thought about it, I don't want to play with one of them. I would rather go out and get Noah Brown. I would rather go out and get Andrea Yashavas. I like both of them better than Kareem Hunt or Cortland Sutton.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure it's all that close. Now, to the other question that you asked.
Other question. Yeah.
Who was it?
It's
so I can read
Jahmyr
it.
Gibbs, Deontay Johnson, Jahan Dotson, or Javonte Williams in the flex for a PPR.
Yes. It's Gibbs or Javonte Williams.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be Gibbs, but I don't know what they're going to do with David Montgomery coming back.
I would lean Javonte Williams in that scenario just because I don't know with David Montgomery back what that's going to do. Because does David Montgomery go back to getting all of the
No.
close touches?
Good Lord, no.
Yes, he does. I bet you he does.
I'll bet he doesn't.
Really?
You use the 12th pick in the draft on a running back.
Mm-hmm.
You can play your cute-ass little David Montgomery game all you want to until the fan base sees him.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to get real fucking tired of watching old dumpy drawers run up to the line and fall down. No, I also don't understand how you would look at Jahmyr Gibbs and tell him that. We're never going to give you a goal line touch, ever. David Montgomery also tips off exactly what you're doing. I think he's a huge landmine today. I saw his price and went, ugh. I did the same thing with Jahmyr Gibbs.
Mm-hmm.
But
PPR start for Eric Miller. Ridley, Jahan Dotson, Zay Flowers, George Pickens. That's Ridley for me. That's not close.
It has to be close. He's been awful.
I know he's been awful, but
you feel like the bye week got right?
I don't know. I don't know if I feel like the bye week got something right or if I just feel like maybe going down this path of it's going to happen at some point, right? San Francisco's better against the slot than they are against the outside. And so that takes Christian Kirk down for me and opens up opportunity for Calvin Ridley. Is that too much having to talk yourself into it?
Yes. At least for me.
But do any of these other guys come close for you? I mean, maybe for armchair Jahan Dotson because he thinks Washington's going to win by 80.
I absolutely think Jahan Dotson.
By the way,
Okay.
I have to correct something you just said. The worst corner on San Francisco's roster is their slot guy. If I was playing a Jacksonville Jaguar today, it would probably be Christian Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would be ETN above all.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes.
I feel like Travarius Ward ends up on Calvin Ridley. And I don't love that. I don't like Lenore on him either.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jahan Dotson for me. And it doesn't seem super complicated why. Pickens is good, but he's not getting the volume that he needs.
And his quarterback sucks.
Yeah. Zay is an incredible wide receiver, but I think that game's going to be a slugfest.
Mm-hmm.
Ridley's in a conflicted matchup that leaves Jahan Dotson and your number 2 leading quarterback for yardage in the NFL, Sam Howell.
I can't argue with his logic. I would go. I feel like I shouldn't say Zay Flowers because then we have 3 people that have said 3 different things. So he didn't give you. I would lean Dotson. If I was going to pick one of the 2 they just said, and
It's
not
Dotson
send you down a
Flowers
spiral of we didn't actually answer your question.
Miller, it's Dotson and Flowers for me. So if that helps, either one of those 2, I think, that's where you're really picking between.
It would have been Flowers then Dotson for me. So
Jerome Ford or Jalen Warren from Rob Johnson?
hear me out. It's Jerome Ford. Just because the goal line touches. No yards, though.
I agree with him. I don't love either one.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Super touchdown dependent. And
Very much so.
And I think to me it's Najee, right? They still have the nod to Najee in Pittsburgh.
Najee will still get goal line touches, which is that's going to be a pain in the ass. But it's getting more Jalen Warren every single week. But I'm just not there yet. Yep. If you told me one of them scores a touchdown, it's Jerome Ford. We have another.
I'm your huckleberry.
It's from Gage Camplin. Said Deontay Johnson, is he a sneaky sleeper?
Not to me.
Virtually every question Gage asks is DFS related. So I'm going to answer this from the DFS perspective.
Yep.
I'm getting to the receiver pool because Deontay Johnson's one of those players that I see his name and I just go, moving on.
Yep, good.
All right, so in his he's 5,400 in that price range. I can just have Tank Dell, who I think there's a merit to. I also
there's no Nico.
Key. I know there's no Nico, but I low key think Tank Dell is the landmine because everybody's gonna lose their shit about his target share is gonna go up. Is it though, or is he gonna play the exact same role that he would have played with no Nico because they don't play the same position? Noah Brown is the one that's going to all of a sudden see targets, and that's the one I want to play. And I'll be honest with you, those two receivers right there, Noah Brown, I would rather play him than Deontay Johnson, and he's $1,700 cheaper. So I would say no to Deontay. I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to leverage and contrarian, and I get it. It's just receiver is not where I'm taking that shot this week. Running back is so damn bootsy that if you can fall in love with somebody, that's where you go contrarian. Now, if you do it, you let me know because I've been staring at this for 5 days, and I've yet to find one that I'd even like to have a rose ceremony with to carry you on into the next round of participation.
Another flex question, Najee Harris or Jahan Dotson?
Jahan.
Yep. Ravens-Browns, it's personal, says Mark Phillips. That's the one game that I kept looking at all week and going, I don't know that I want to have anything.
I want 0 shekels to do with it. I want to watch that game.
But I don't want fantasy pieces.
This is a week where I'm setting my lineup with all games that I have no interest in watching. And I'm going to turn my phone on. I'm going to have my laptop in front of me, and I'm going to watch the little scores go. And I'm going to watch 0 seconds of these games because they're dog shit. Outside of Houston, Cincinnati. Like, just looking at my main lineup, I have a stack in Tennessee, Tampa Bay. Is this a Mike Evans week, by the way?
Yes.
You have been real good at calling Mike Evans weeks.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I believe I'll be doing that. I've got a stack in Tennessee, Tampa Bay. I've got one piece of the Giants and the Cowboys. Got 3 pieces of Houston, Cincinnati, and the Dallas Cowboys defense. I want to watch 0 seconds of any of those games outside of Houston, Cincinnati.
Right. Okay.
You're missing a piece that I think might be big. That's okay though.
What piece am I missing?
Christopher Olave.
Okay.
I'm still going the other. I'm still going the cheaper option on that one.
Taysom Hill.
Rashid.
Well, I mean, you know why he's saying it, right?
Oh, I absolutely know why he's saying
Michael,
it.
I mean, Michael Thomas is,
Which, by the way, did you read that story?
I did.
I have zero problems with what he did.
It's wild.
I do not have any problem with what he did. Real quick, construction guy doing work on a house in his neighborhood keeps parking in front of his driveway. He's apparently told him 800 times, stop fucking parking in my driveway. And if you do it, I'm going to throw a goddamn brick through your windshield. He did it one too many times, and he tried to throw a brick through his windshield. The problem is, the funniest part about it was the construction guy said that, he threw it at the windshield that didn't do anything. He hit my car windshield with a brick, and a little girl could have thrown that. To me, that was the most damning part of that whole story. Otherwise, it's like, would I have done it? Probably not, but I get it. And he got real pissed when the guy pulled out his phone and started recording him.
I bet he did.
He didn't beat the shit out of him. He didn't take it way too far. He told him. He warned him. Fuck around and find out. I had no problems with it.
See, here's my question: was he was parking in his driveway or in front of it?
He was blocking it. He's blocking the driveway with his big construction truck or whatever.
Just have the truck towed. In the message, repeat the line.
You could have.
Yeah, just have the truck towed, and then we're not talking about you. I mean, trust me, I live.
Shit. And dead. Say it. Go ahead and say it.
How the fuck do you not fall down?
I almost did. I almost fell down.
I physically do not understand how Tank is alive. Just the number of
motherfucker.
Just the number of boo-boos I see in a given day is enough for you to accidentally fall off a bridge.
Yeah. Anyway, where were we?
I don't know.
We were talking about Chris Olave.
AC, give your impassioned plea for Chris Olave, because I don't disagree with you wholeheartly. I'm not there yet.
I think he is creeping his way into that wide receiver one conversation, where he's a guy that you should be considering playing in DFS when you're looking at your Sedarian Lambs and you're looking at your D-Hops and you're talking about guys that are going to get the volume. I think that Olave is going to get the volume. I also think that game does. I don't want a lot of that game. I think there's going to be a lot of people on the Josh Dobbs side of that story because it was feel good last week, came in and got the win. So I think that there's going to be a lot of people that are thinking, oh, well, he's going to come in and play really well. He played okay in Arizona. And I just think it's the opposite. I think the Saints are better. I just think they're better. Without Justin Jefferson, I think the Saints are better. And he's not playing today. So I think that Olave is going to get the volume. I think he's probably looking at 6 or 7 catches and probably 80 yards, maybe a tutty. 6,400, I'll take it.
Convinced me. Let's go.
You're rolling with it now?
I had a spot in my flex. I hate damn near every option. Just looking at the flex, you got Olave at 6,400. Who the hell else am I supposed to go with? Aaron Jones, who's been not great at times, just not getting a workload against Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Amari Cooper against the Ravens.
Defense.
Debo Samuel.
Kurt had a question here in the YouTube comments, and this is, I'm sure, referring to the new Wednesday program that will be coming to you from Armchair Commentary. He said, does that mean that we don't have a regular show on Wednesdays? No.
So that will come out. We haven't figured out the timing.
It'll be evening. It'll be an evening show.
Okay. So it will go live. We will link it because have we figured out where it's going yet? Is it going on yours?
Yeah, I've rebranded the Armchair YouTube to the Ocho YouTube. So we'll start going live there. I'm tentatively, let's call it 8 Eastern.
Okay.
Stoned and I will firm that up this week. Obviously, we got to do some screen tests still and get things done, but power rankings, MLB off season. Talk a little bit of hockey nonsense. We've got some fun stories coming up with the Oilers and the Sharks, who are both awful. And yeah, it'll be a good show. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen with it. But yeah, not impacting the main show, just a place for you to get the other stuff that because truthfully, what these guys do best Monday through Friday is give you all of your football and what basketball you need. And usually in the YouTube chat, what ends up happening is 10 or so of us are talking about the Capitals and what happened, or the MLS game that happened, or check out the signing by the Red Sox. So we'll give you that other stuff over on the Ocho YouTube, which you can find is just under my old link. So
feel free to put that in the chat, and we'll put it up on the social medias. If you're not following us on all the social medias, that's an error in judgment, because Jeremy's a big dumb shit that forgets to put things on some of them. So If you follow them all, you're going to see it. And I'm really intrigued by oil and sharks. That sounds like crimes.
We need to weed out a wide receiver for Kelvin Joyner. He's got to play 3, and he's given us a choice. 4 guys.
Okay.
Ridley, Rashid Shaheed, Gabe Davis, Hollywood Brown. Which one are you benching?
Gabe Davis. Well, now I'm thinking about it. Because Gabe Davis is not going to get Pat Surtain.
I actually think this could be a Gabe Davis game.
I actually do too. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's on Monday night, so I haven't. I have very limited Gabe Davis.
It's not Hollywood for me.
I almost want to say bench Calvin Ridley. I know that sounds insane, but I think that's the one I'm going to go with.
Really?
Bench Ridley. Bigger Kirk game. Bench Ridley. ATN and Kirk are going to have the touches this game.
I do like Kirk a lot today.
So you're playing Rashid Shaheed over Calvin Ridley?
Yep.
Well, I mean, you're not.
I told you I like a piece of that game.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I want to be clear.
Well, I mean, you got Michael Thomas, who's his brain's on bricks and shit. So I could see Shaheed hitting one over the top today.
Stephen Tow's asking for an updated player count in the Eliminator game.
I can do that.
That would be nice. I still haven't even looked at it. I'm just guessing every week.
People I don't play.
Right, I'm just guessing every week. Going, I don't think I've played this guy before. All right, we'll play him.
Can I just say, and this is, I'm not taking a shot at anybody here. It blows my mind that this many people have asked for this. Do you not have a spreadsheet where you can just go, hey, I played these guys this week? I do that anyway.
No.
I also know I play considerably more DFS than the average person. So,
yeah, no, that's not something that I don't think the average person keeps up with week to week.
But in a game that you're playing where you can't play people 3 times, okay. I'm sending it to the Discord now.
Yep. Yeah. All right, sending that
and now
out.
You are talking to the first dumb shit that played somebody that they weren't allowed to play and got a 0.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, sure
Good
did.
job.
Yeah, because I
you run the damn game.
Yeah, I meant to put Alvin Kamara into the standard contest, and I switched my lineups. Wasn't a good one. Wasn't a good old good one.
Good for you. Good for you.
Playing a lot of volume over here, Tank. Got a lot of lineups, a lot of moving pieces.
No doubt. It's hard to keep track. Matthew Hoffman.
I'm your huckleberry.
He says, how do we feel about D-Hop today?
Love him. I'm telling you right now, if I'm the Golden Bachelor, he's getting a rose, and we're doing over-the-pants hand stuff.
Yep.
In the hot tub. He's my number 1 play of the day, if that tells you anything.
Because he'll be lined up on Carlton Davis, who was burnt-ass toast last week.
Which means all day he's just going to go boop, 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 right all over his head.
Dangers.
Just dongers.
Press the wangers on the glass.
At the
Alana Globe. Let's see here. Jimbo Fisher's getting fired. Yep. Eric Miller.
Some jokester took a poop in it. Okay.
Fuck him. I hate Jimbo Fisher so much.
Look, he no longer has to worry about coaching anymore, and he gets to take home $76 million. So I think he won. I think he won in the scenario. Yeah, fuck it. $76 million. I'll go home. All right. We can do this.
$76 million. I'll let you hit me in the face with. I'll let DeAndre Hopkins.
He'll take some dingers to the forehead for that.
$76 million. I'm not saying no to anything.
Jeremy will interview Visante Shenko nude in the Vikings locker room. And if you don't know that reference, that's a deep dive.
That is a solid reference. You don't even remember who that is, do you?
I'm trying to rack my brain.
He was a gigantic tight end. He played for several teams, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I remember him. Didn't he play for Tennessee? No.
The Vikings and their infamous boat cruising. And they were interviewing after, and he was very much not clothed. and very much is a unit of a human,
Yes.
if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. I've been there. I've seen it. I mean, I've never seen Vishante's, but that happened to me. That happened to me after a baseball game one time. I was in Charleston covering the River Dogs, and you might remember the name Delman Young.
Oh, yeah.
He was a high-level prospect, and he was like number one pick, and he was the shit in Charleston the year that he was there for single-A ball. He hit the game-winning home run, and so I went down into the locker room to interview him, and as I'm interviewing him, his towel dropped, and I just went, holy fuck! Like, damn, bro, you wanna do something? And I nodded my head, and he goes, no, I'm good. What you got? I was like, I don't want to do this with the black snake looking at me in the face. Like, this thing was massive. He could have tied it in a knot, I swear to God.
It has lived rent-free in Tank's head, because I swear to
Did you get the meme with the guy on the Christmas present? Right?
Nope.
Yeah, you did. You showed it to me. The big black guy, where you just open it up and he's just sitting there with no shirt on, and then you open the picture bigger and it's just bam in your face. You showed that to me.
I know the meme you're talking about.
That's Delman Young. That was the same reaction I had. Was like, oh God.
I know more about that interaction of his career than I know about anything he ever did on a field, because I've heard that story no less than 10 times.
It's the most uncomfortable moment I've ever had.
I love that we're fully off the rails again.
Gross.
Welcome to the show.
Just gross. Yeah,
I'm with Taylor M. of what the fuck are you talking about right now? Like, how did we get here?
You started it.
Yeah, with a joke. We moved past those. That's how stand-up works. Don't let people realize how weird of a conversation it is.
Yeah, it's weird. Herbert or Dak today?
Ooh,
Dak. You've broken my brain.
Herbert.
Justin
Herbert.
Herbert. Play Justin Herbert.
He's a quarterback for the Chargers.
I know.
Once you get his mind on those, he just can't come back.
I am without a doubt the most fucked up person you'll ever meet in your life, and you somehow managed to make me go, "What is happening right now?"
I don't know how.
I used to do an 8-minute bit about prostate exams, and I literally don't know that my brain has ever been broken that much in my life.
Jahmyr Gibbs, Breece Hall, Saquon Barkley, Sam Laporta, Dalton Kincaid. Which one of those do you not like from DC Justice? Gibbs, Hall,
I don't like
Barkley, Laporta, Kincaid.
This is going to sound stupid, but bench Gibbs.
I'd go Barkley.
Yeah, benching Saquon?
Yeah.
You're on methamphetamine.
He's the only
thing they have. Mm-hmm. He's guaranteed
47 yards.
Okay. He's guaranteed no less than 20 points. He'll catch 8 passes from Danny DeVito.
You think so?
He has
he
every
might
time
only
he's
get
played.
8 yards out of it, but he'll catch 8 passes.
Bingo.
It'll be worth
Okay,
points.
all right. I don't have him anywhere, so I hadn't paid attention to him at all.
Okay.
It's Gibbs because he's the only one that doesn't have. Everybody else doesn't share. Breece Hall doesn't share. Barkley's not sharing. Laporta is going to get his, and Kincaid has become the most reliable safety blanket for Josh Allen. So
and for
I would go. I would say Gibbs is your bench out of those, and that's why he is an excellent player. And I understand not wanting to do it. If you had to pick a different one to bench, I guess it's Kincaid.
It's Kincaid,
but
for
I don't like that.
Kincaid's the only one of those 5 that I can't see scoring 25 points somehow. Now, it's entirely possible that Kincaid will outscore 3 of those dudes because they could easily have bad games. Fantasy football is about mitigating risk, and I'm mitigating the risk there.
Yeah, I'm your huckleberry.
Stone Sports Podcast asked for a touchdown parlay while you were talking about goobs. Let me work on that. I just want to acknowledge that I saw it.
Oh God!
All right.
A tutty parlay. Go ahead with another question. I'll chime in as I'm doing this.
Garrett Wilson or Tank Dell in a half PPR? Tank Dell.
Tank Dell.
In a half PPR, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But damn, it's close.
It is.
I
Close.
like Garrett Wilson way more this week. I wish the Jets were on the main slate because I'm not going to lie, I would hammer Garrett Wilson this week 100%.
As a fellow Jets fan, I agree.
Did that feel good?
Yeah, it felt great.
ETN or Pollard? ETN.
Yes.
ETN. But it's close.
ATN, and I like them both.
Stephen Tao asked, what's worse, the Thursday night game or the game that's happening right now?
I haven't even opened the Gamecast to see
It's
what the
7-3.
score is.
7-3
It's
at half.
7-3.
That's how little I care.
Mm-hmm.
I have ESPN pulled up. The Gamecast is in the top left-hand corner. I haven't even given enough a shit to click that button to see what the score is.
Your highlight of the game, Jonathan Taylor touchdown.
The highlight of the game, when it's over.
Stephen Tao says, why would I make a spreadsheet if you have one? You do it for us.
I don't. Michael Meadows does.
Well, see, there you go.
Yeah, that's because I'll be honest with you, and I mean this from the depths of my soul. If it wasn't for Michael Meadows, one wouldn't exist outside of my team. It would be you figure it out.
You figure it out.
So we should all thank him.
I was going to say,
he's a nice man.
but if you do that, then how do you know if somebody broke the rule?
He does that, and we appreciate him greatly for that, because I would have already probably said, hey, how about we just stop doing this because it's making my head hurt.
Let's see. Next question here goes Devin Singletary. Oh, that's just a statement from Matthew Hoffman. Devin Singletary could be a decent pick today.
He could.
I'm going super. I am going super-sized touchdown parlay here.
Danny Finsfed needs one flex and one wide receiver. So let's go Jahmyr Gibbs, Javonte Williams, Deontay Johnson, Calvin Ridley, Jahan Dotson. Who you playing of those two? One wide receiver, one flex.
Gibbs and Dotson.
Okay. Jahan Dotson in the wide receiver slot.
Yep.
Gibbs goes to the flex. Tank Dell or Michael Thomas? Yeah, I don't think Michael Thomas isn't even playing, is he?
Yeah, he's going to play. I think. We'll know when inactives come out in 27 minutes.
Mm-hmm. I'm almost at the point with Tank Dell where he has to be a
He's
play.
must start.
He has to play every week.
He's a must
especially
start.
if there's somebody missing.
You got to stop fixating on with somebody missing.
Why?
That
He's
might
just good.
get you an extra target.
Mm-hmm.
It might.
He's good. He's good at football.
All right, so let me pull up the game logs, and I'll use Tank Dell I'll use him as a piece of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Y'all answer another question. I'll get to where I'm going.
Are any of you starting ETN? Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Danny Finsfan also says he has Antonio Gibson in a lineup just for me today. So I hope that works out for you. Bold strategy, Kyle.
I'll pass.
You playing him with Donovan Peoples-Jones?
You should go the full tank lineup.
All right, so Tank Dell last week against Tampa Bay had 11 targets.
Mm-hmm.
That was in a super high-end game script of a shootout game.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any possibility he gets more than 11 targets today?
No,
absolutely not.
No.
The only thing that changes is opportunity cost potentially to score a touchdown. How does Tank Dell score touchdowns? Outside the 20-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't have anything to do with Nico Collins.
Mm-hmm.
Because Tank Dell's not running that back shoulder fade because he's 5'9". So when you take Nico away, the way Nico scores is scoring inside the 15-yard line. because he is the guy that C.J. Stroud looks for when they get in close because he trusts him. So what you're looking for if you're going to take advantage of Nico being gone, you got to figure out who's going to take his workload. Who's going to do that? And you could see an extra red zone target for Tank Dell. I don't feel like it's going to be thrown into the end zone, though, because it's very hard in close to get a red zone target for a guy that's that small. Mm-hmm. Is it making sense, or am I just kind of rambling?
Yeah, it's making sense. It's making me like Dalton Schultz more.
You should. You should like Dalton Schultz a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You should like Dalton Schultz.
I mean, he was my number one tight end coming in this week anyway. What'd you say, Armchair?
I don't know why you don't like Dalton Schultz more.
Oh, no, he was my number one tight end coming in. Now it's making me like him more. Of them, maybe all of my pieces of tight end should be Dalton Schultz this week rather than just some of them.
Speaking of 100% shares.
I'm your huckleberry.
Gage with a super chat asking, am I the only one with 100% shares of the Dallas defense? No, sir, you're not. Because there's one mulleted, glassed, headached individual. He does too. I told them before we went on today, you could have told me the Dallas Cowboy defense was $7,000. I would still have paid it. And not given two hairy.
Find a way to play.
Mother assholes about how much it was. I don't care. It wasn't cost because I'm going to play it. Frankly, because I don't like another defense this week, and that one is just way too damn easy.
Yep. Let's see here. Josh Dobbs, does he go back into the pumpkin today against the Saints?
Yes.
He does, and they still win. Josh Dobbs is always going to look ugly.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a great thrower of the football. He's just not. But he's really damn smart. Did you hear Kevin O'Connell breaking down how it had gotten easier for Dobbs in the 2-minute drill because all he was doing was calling out a number on the wristband? Dobbs would relay it, and then he had up until 15 seconds just to talk to him in his helmet. So he's calling the play off the wristband and giving the signal to everybody in the 2-minute drill. I won't be shocked if they do that all day today.
Mm-hmm.
I won't, because that makes all the sense in the world. Because you can relay the play, and instead of him worrying about getting the call right, because there is a lot into calling an NFL football play, you just call it off the wristband, and then you can tell him what's happening as you're coming up to the line. It still doesn't make me want to play him, but I do see a path that he's not the hero that he was, and this is a big-ass gross fest, but I do believe they're going to win this game.
Okay. Let's see here. Matthew Hoffman's got a lineup of Prescott, Bijan, Singletary, Lamb, Dotson, Noah Brown, Dalton Schultz, Kirk, and the Cowboys defense. What do you think?
God almighty. Damn near every player on that list either has or does play for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a whole lot of Cowboys.
It's a whole mess of former and current Cowboys. I've already said what I said about Bijan. I can't trust it. I mean, if you're throwing out 100 bullets in DraftKings, okay, sure, have a 5% exposure to Bijan.
Yep.
If you're throwing out single entry lineups or anything like that, I just don't understand how you can do it.
Yep.
Single entries are what I play predominantly, and you have to treat those like a blend of tournament and cash. I don't like playing against guys that have 500 lineups because I don't. I mean, I play good volume. I think I've got 20 lineups in the Millionaire today. But I don't have 500.
Mm-hmm.
So just mitigating risk is something that I'm a big fan of. And I can't get to Bijan. I want to because I love it.
Do you have that Tutty parlay for Stone Sports Podcast?
Yes. Oh yes. Let's resume. I went down a rabbit hole there, and I had 2 in one game. So let's see. As of right, I mean, I just give it to you as it sits right now. This is in the early slate, and it would be $5 to win $8.50. And it's Christian McCaffrey, Joe Mixon, Jerome Ford, Taysom Hill, and then a same gamer with Mike Evans and DeAndre Hopkins. You got anybody you feel good scoring a touchdown today, Mr. Armchair?
I like Travis Etienne scoring a touchdown today. I really think that Jerome Ford scoring a touchdown today is a real possibility.
I tend to agree.
I don't love that game, but they're there.
I'm trying to find a few extra shekels so I can shoehorn Mike Evans into my lineup.
And you got to play them. Mike Evans is a tricky one to play today. It's a tricky play.
Why do you say that?
Because at the same price range, you're looking at CeeDee Lamb. You're looking at
CeeDee Lamb is $1,300 more.
Yeah, but if I'm playing him, then I'd rather play CeeDee than I would over Evans, I think. Sorry.
I say I can't get CeeDee Lamb because you don't have to. And they're not going to have to feed him 16 targets. Now, could he do it? Absolutely. I just see no. Did you do it again?
You fall over again?
Board keeps falling over.
If I'm playing at that exact range, I'd rather pay up for Amon-Ra. I'd rather pay up for CeeDee, or pay down for Olave, or Christian Kirk, or D-Hop, and avoid the Mike Evans. I do have, just to be clear, I'm not saying I don't have a Mike Evans lineup. I do, but it's not something that I'm like super. I don't have it in the millionaire. Let's put it that way. I have exposure to him, just not as much as other guys.
There's a game we haven't talked about really nearly enough, and it's the one you should be leaning on predominantly in DFS.
What's that?
It's Detroit and the Chargers. That's the only high-scoring shootout between two teams that are really good offensively.
Mm-hmm. I got a lot of Jared Goff, Sam Laporta stacks.
I like Laporta a lot. The Chargers are terrible against tight ends.
It's going to be a big Amon-Ra day.
Inline tight ends. That is an
yeah.
important delineation.
It'll be a big Amon-Ra day as well.
I like Amon-Ra. And he's going to be low owned.
Can you get to the price? Right. Like, how do you make the money work with your roster? It's the only question.
Because there's a lot of value today.
There's a ton of value today. That's the thing. Like Amon-Ra, I have Amon-Ra in a bunch. I don't know how much exposure I have to Amon-Ra, but I have him. 21%.
He's just so damn expensive.
He's still worth playing to me.
Oh, no doubt.
If I can play Yeshivas and Brown, I can play Amon-Ra. I can play two expensive wide receivers. Play Yeshivas, Brown, play Singletary, and then you can, if you had to play a lesser defense, you can drop down $400 more and take the Ravens. You don't have to. You can keep playing the Cowboys. And then instead of playing Laporta, you can play Schultz. Save yourself the money on tight end. There's not a ton of variation. This isn't a Travis Kelce week, so there isn't a tight end that's sitting there that's just way overpriced versus everybody else. I think everybody's pretty well even at the top there. I like it. I like the Lions Chargers a lot today. I think this is it's a great opportunity for some points. I don't want to have all of the exposure in it, but I want a lot. The other thing that we need to you want to make sure you're doing is Lions and Chargers is going to be heavily owned. So you want to make sure that you get all of the points you can out of the early slate, which is going to be Bengals, Texans, and Buccaneers, Titans, I think. Because that afternoon slate is yuck.
Not great.
I have a spicy one. Jameson Williams is a piece of that game that I would like to have.
All right.
And he's been terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Sure has.
He's only had one decent output, and that's against my team when he scored the touchdown.
Mm-hmm. But why did that happen? Why did he have the touchdown against your team?
I don't know. Why did?
Because you have a terrible second corner that he just ran right by. Michael Davis is one of the worst corners in this league. You want to avoid whoever's going to get number one coverage. The only thing I don't know is, do they put Asante Samuel on Jameson Williams, or do they put Asante Samuel on Josh Reynolds? He doesn't play in the slot, hardly ever. So Jasir Taylor's who's going to get Amon St. Brown, and Amon will drag him down the sidewalk. Mm-hmm. So obviously I like that piece. I like the Laporta piece. I could see a path that Jameson Williams has his best day as a pro. And he's so cheap.
All right, did you give us a slam dunk 14 parlay for Moneyline bets for Danny Finn's fan?
Dallas Cowboys 4 times. You have to spend $1 million to make 10, but just click Dallas until it won't let you click it anymore. Oh, let's see. All right, so I would go Dallas. Oh, shit, I accidentally saw the Colts-Patriots score. I was trying to go a whole NFL game and never give two shits what the score was. Enough to even look.
You still don't care.
Oh, let's see. God. Is it bad that one of mine would be the Cardinals?
Would it?
No.
I'm not sure that wouldn't be my 2.
Really? Your highest confidence score of the week would be on the Cardinals? Mm-hmm. Okay. Plus the 2.5.
All right, who else is it?
Against Atlanta.
For me, I'm just avoiding doing a money line parlay.
Yeah.
Because I just genuinely hate this slate.
Yeah.
By the way, Jameson Williams is 3,400. You do with that information what you will. I like Iashivas better. I like Noah Brown better, but he is a solid 3.
Okay. I can't give you any more examples because I struggle being confident about any game this week.
Mm-hmm. As well you should. Because this is a whole lot of, it could go this way. Mm-hmm. Or it could just shit right in your punch bowl. And then you wake up on Monday morning.
Some jokester took a poop in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because normally you would think Bengals -6 against the Texans would be easy. It's the same case this year. And especially not this week when you have as many weapons missing.
Money line, Cincinnati would probably be my 3. But I have no faith in the Falcons. And with Kyler Murray coming back, this just feels like a game they win.
Yep.
I'm your huckleberry.
Gage Camplin throwing his DraftKings lineup out there. He's got Will Levis, Saquon. I'm going to go that's Aaron Jones. Mike Evans, DeAndre Hopkins, Smith and Jigba. Sam Laporta, Yoshivas, and the Dallas Cowboy defense. Anything you would change? I don't love Aaron Jones, and I don't love Saquon Barkley at his price, but damn, he's guaranteed 1 billion touches.
I'm not wild about JSN.
Why?
Well, apparently, the weather for that Seattle Commanders game is going to be dookie. So that has made me reconsider some things.
We should probably look at the weather. You're going to have – that's in a dome. Why do you not just say in a fucking dome? Why do you tell me the weather in Minnesota? I don't give a shit. They're playing indoors.
It's in a dome.
Just say dome, dipshit, and move on. That irritates me every single week. You're going to have a considerable amount of wind in San Francisco, Jacksonville, but the weather otherwise is pretty clear. Just something to – it makes me like ETN and McCaffrey a little bit more. It makes me like Evan Ingram and Kittle a little more. And then rain, I'm not seeing. Oh, definite rain, Washington, Seattle. Oh, who's shocked? It's gonna rain in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I declare, I am truly aghast at this revelation. Is it ever not raining in Seattle? When was the last time you watched the Seattle Seahawks game and went, "Look how beautiful it is in Washington today"?
It's been a while, but other than, I mean, I guess if you just feel like you need to have a piece of that Seattle-Washington game, that's not a bad way to go. But
it's
I mean, today Noah Brown would be a better option.
No doubt.
Than Jackson Smith and Jigba in the rain in Seattle.
Yep. Yep.
And that might save you a little bit more money to go do something else. I don't know.
I had to go change some Sam Howell lines.
Change your Sam Howell lines? Oh, with the rain.
Yeah, I just if it's sunny, it's different. Or if it's like overcast, is different. Rain is a different animal altogether.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be fine. I might regret that. So
Stacy Turbeville said I'm doing my best Ronnie Millsap impression. If he's blind, he's also from right here. If you weren't here at he's from Robbinsville.
Really?
If the only reason I know that is he grew up literally like 4 doors down from a relative of mine.
Mm.
If you weren't here at the beginning, I have a throbbing headache that has, for once, nothing to do with boozes. So if I take my sunglasses off, you're going to see these lights absolutely eviscerate my soul.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here.
I was a good boy.
Next question.
And today I'm not going to be, because if I'm going to have a fucking headache, I might as well do some jolly old fun shit.
Aha. Is the reason that you have a headache because you drank yesterday, maybe?
I mean, I had a couple Roman Cokes during the Florida State game because I was ready to fucking kill Mike Norvell.
Fully loaded Cokes?
What do you mean fully loaded Cokes?
Did you? What I'm saying is,
it's Coke Zeros.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't.
I was just curious.
You'll never see anything. Ooh, that could be part of it. I didn't have any caffeine yesterday.
That could be part of it.
Smart.
As well.
You're a smart man, Mr. Spencer.
I mean, I'm just trying to troubleshoot here, trying to find some solutions to life. Let's see. Next question. Lots of talking about the Delman Young situation. I told you that was a kicker. That was a kicker. Dropped Bijan Robinson for Harris so that he could have Kirk and D-Hop from Matthew Hoffman. Bijan and Harris for Kirk and D-Hop. You approve that move, Armchair?
in DFS, yes.
Gus Edwards tutty today. Stephen Tao planting his flag on that one. I mean, I think so. I believe like it's a safe bet that you're going to have a running back touchdown for both teams. I would want to, say, yeah, eventually probably Jerome Ford's going to bang one in. Probably Gus Edwards will bang one in. But that's not fantasy spicy enough. That's not sexy enough for me to want either of the running backs in that Cleveland-Baltimore game.
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. 13-10, here we come.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you just ask me if this was my cup?
I did.
Whose cup is this?
I have no clue.
Well, we're the only two Carolina affiliates because everybody else is on shit that has nothing to do with Carolina.
Mm-hmm. 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 I can't even think of another Tar Heel fan in the building.
John Roden.
Except for John, yeah, I guess. Why would it have been in our studio, though? That's a great question.
It's a mystery, Mr. Spencer.
It is.
But guess what? I'm going to have my carbonated beverage out of it.
There you go.
I'm your huckleberry.
Yep, we got another one of those. How about Tanner Hudson? Is he a new superhero?
No, he's a tight end for the Bengals. I could get there. I just like other tight ends way better than him today. Tight end is a position that I didn't struggle with in the least because I love Laporta. I love Taysom Hill. I'm actually playing 2 tight ends in most of my lineups.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a 3 running back lineup as we said.
I don't think I do either.
Nor do I.
I hate running back this week because they all blow dead bears. At least for the price.
Yep.
Andre Yeshivas, could he go over 100 yards today?
Could.
He could.
It's almost inactive time. And if Jamar Chase appears on that list, Andrea Yoshevas should be 100% owned. 100%
owned.
Actually, 97, because 3% of people are too stupid to take the layup. And if Jamar Chase is out, that is a layup.
Yeah.
The Tanner Hudson thing, though, that's a nice contrarian piece of Cincinnati Houston, because nobody will be on that.
Yep. And the other one's trying to be spicy in that matchup. Will go Trenton Irwin for good measure.
That kid, he's a baller. He's a gamer.
Trenton Irwin.
Now that you've said that, he's gonna score.
Mm-hmm.
That anytime touchdown bet, throw Trenton Irwin on it and become a fucking millionaire. Because I'll bet you he is 20 bajillion to 1 to score a touchdown, and he's gonna.
Is that the off the wall guy that Tank says every week?
Yes, it's what you do every friggin' week. You just say some random asshole that 9 times out of 10 they're not even in the damn league.
Last week,
and somebody gives them a helmet and they go, "Hey, look, I scored a touchdown."
Last week we didn't have a show, but you know who my one was last week? K. Dotton.
I played K. Dotton fucking
two
everywhere.
Two tutties.
I played K. Dotton and I literally held my nose as I did it. I played him and Cole Kmet, and I had last week went just fine.
Yep. I also have a feeling on that John O. Smith's going to get one today. Just a feeling.
You know, you take all my vices
stops.
away, and you give me just one little carbonated soda pop, and oh my God.
So good.
Did I tell you I had my first experience of telling somebody they needed to move a cigarette away from me?
No.
It was it was liberating, I'm not going to lie.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Haynes has this, I think, and I'm sure I probably did it at some point too, but by God, I will sit down on a patio and he will hang a cigarette like right in front of my face, and I'm like, no, did you? Because that smells like that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, we've gotten that far. All right.
It's not good. It's not good. You realize how bad that smells after you stop smoking,
yeah.
and you go, oh. Did I
Armchair,
smell like that all the time?
You know, I don't think I've ever asked a question. Armchair, do you smoke?
No, but I did.
Okay.
And I mean, I used to smoke both the Greene and the other.
Nobody ever believes this, but I could count on one hand the number of times I've smoked marijuana in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Because for as abhorrent as I think the smell of cigarettes is now, the smell of weed is 100 times worse.
As a jazz musician, I can tell you I cannot count on digits how many times I have, because it's
Armchair's like, I could count on one hand the number of times I've smoked crack.
yeah.
I could count on one hand the number of times I've smoked weed today. Does that count?
It's you know, look,
Trying to be part of the group.
I was in university. I had my fun.
Nobody ever believes when they see Tank and I that one of us does crimes on a daily basis, and it ain't me.
And then they have one conversation with me, and I'd go into a Delman Young story, and they go, "You're high, aren't you?"
Yeah,
maybe.
You want to know how you want to know how that Delman Young shit happens? He's probably high, Bobby. Yeah, you be second or third, you be fourth.
Yeah.
I don't remember who I told that. Somebody that watches this show, I ran into in public, and somehow that came up. And I wish I had a picture of their face. And I don't know which one they were more shocked by, that I didn't or that you did.
Yep. Jackson Smith and Jigba. What did you say, Armchair?
I was just going to say, do you know who is surprised by that? People who don't. Because the people who do know. We know the difference.
Oh, yeah.
People that do, it's like a club. You got a secret handshake. It's like the Van Buren boys.
I look and I go, I know the answer here.
Yep.
I know this answer.
Oh, wait, he was holding the pepper shaker. It's like this.
Yeah.
He's the 8th president. Yeah. I'm rewatching Seinfeld. There's going to be a lot of Seinfeld references over the next handful of weeks. It is shocking how well that show holds up to the test of time.
Corey Broda wants to know, Flex PPR League.
Oh, shit. He sent me a text. I am sorry, Corey. I woke up with a throbbing-ass headache. I saw your message, and I went, I need to respond to that. And I didn't think of it again until just now.
Jackson Smith and Jigba, Jaleel McLaughlin, or Dalton Schultz.
If I'm not mistaken, when he asked me that question, that was Terry McLaurin. We'll answer it both ways. For me, it's Dalton Schultz, no matter what.
Right.
Now,
Dalton
if McLaughlin is supposed to be Terry McLaurin, we could talk about that, but that game is going to be in a monsoon.
It's Dalton Schultz.
It's Schultz.
Kelvin Joyner said, to be fair, Jeremy, you look like you're part of a biker gang, and Tank looks like your favorite history teacher in high school. That is a new one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really I don't look like I'm in a biker gang.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently I do.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm. We could put a vest on you and convince anybody. In fact, I could put a vest on you, and I could walk into another club and use you as muscle, and they'd believe it.
You could put it genuinely, you would get me in assless chaps before you would get me in one of those. I was in the restaurant business.
Biker vest?
Oh, God, yeah.
Why?
Oh, my God. That is
Jeremy.
That is a tangent that I don't need to go into. But one of the biggest headaches of owning a restaurant or bar or anything of the like is dealing with colors that bikers want to wear.
Yeah.
Because invariably it leads to a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody comes in and it's a rival game and it's like, oh my Jesus Christ, can you not just show up, drink a beer, and leave?
Yeah.
Like, really? Is that too hard?
Can we leave the vests in the car or on the motorcycle or something?
And then they get mad when you ask them to do that. It's like, do you really not okay, whatever. You want to ride your motorcycle? Do it. More power to you.
Yeah.
It's good for you. Could you take that not in my establishment? Can you not just come in, have a beer, eat some food, have some fun, maybe some chuckles? And
yeah, One Nation Underground. I'm right there with you. Assless chaps? Yikes.
Stephen Towns said, today's show hasn't even found the rails to get on to get off of it.
Nope.
Hey, that's what you're here for.
That's right.
Shenanigans.
That's right. Shenanigans, all of them. Let's see. Do we have inactives?
Some.
We should.
We got any inactives that are worth mentioning?
No. The Saints and the Browns are the only two that have actually sent them in on time because and KJ Osborne for the Viking.
No Kendre Miller for the Saints, which I am a fan of that for Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
Who the hell else do they have on that roster? Oh, son of a bitch!
Jamal Williams.
I had the hiccups for like 5 hours last night, and I swear to God, if I start hiccuping again, I'm just going to go put my head in the toilet. That was sheer, especially not here.
Mm-mm.
That was sheer friggin' misery, and I could not get them to go away. Oh, yeah. For some reason, I forget Jamal Williams plays for the Saints way more often than you would think somebody that does this for a living would.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of my favorite players that doesn't do anything. Like, he's just a fun guy to watch. Loves anime, and he won't, talk to people unless they trade him stuff. I like that. I think it's fun. Let him have some personality.
He certainly has a lot of personality.
All right, fire away those fantasy questions. We will we'll get to all of them here before the end of the show. If you got any other start-sit questions, who you playing in DFS today?
I'm trolling the inactives just to see if anything jumps out at me.
Nothing.
So far, nothing has.
Waiting for them Bengals. We got them. And it looks like Chase is go.
Jamar Chase is a go. T. Higgins is down, as we expected. Sam Hubbard is also down, which we expected.
Mm-hmm.
Nico's down for the Texans. Damian Pierce is down for the Texans.
Yes. I saw that earlier this morning. He had the big O by his name.
I did not see that.
Yeah, he was already listed out.
It doesn't affect anything for me. I mean, maybe I mean if you're on Singletary already,
that
then
changes many things for me, and I'm glad that I saw that. Devin Singletary is cheap as shite.
Hold the phone, Jeremy. You even listen to the show? I told you Singletary was the guy. Said he's 4,700. There's a reason I told you.
Well, Dave, you told me you smoked marijuana, and I thought you were probably high. I didn't know why you were saying it.
Yes, $4,700. That's why I told you he's the running back play today.
Dave just learned something that Tank has learned for 5 solid years. When you talk, there is a great chance that I'm not listening.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, literally, as you were going through the roster to look up who else was on this team, I said Jamal Williams, and you rolled right past it.
That is true.
I have the intention. Okay, I should be on some kind of very strong recreational narcotic to really make me zero in. I was a very good student for somebody that doesn't listen to more than 2 sentences before I go, ooh, bird.
You need some ADHD medicine.
No doubt.
Something.
The only problem is that I would turn into Robert Saleh and I would just blankly stare at all the time. And I don't do it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
That takes me off Joe Mixon, which is exactly what I wanted.
You wanted to be off of Joe Mixon?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, Singletary was the play. Singletary is the only running back that I wanted to, that I really liked today, just because of the cost. His price is right, and he was going to get the tote anyway. Like I said, it may not be good, but at his price, you can do literally anything you want.
Mm-hmm.
That gets me to Amon-Ra St. Brown, which is
what I tell you.
That's where we wanted to be. That's what we wanted out of life.
With Chase up, though, are you off of Yeshivas at all?
No. I prefer Noah Brown, but I will still roll. Here's the thing. If Yoshivas gets into the end zone, he paid off.
Yeah, yep.
If he has 5 catches for 50 yards and a touchdown, he paid off 5x his price. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want that little cheap shit because then I can slide in somebody like Christian McCaffrey who has, I would say, a floor of 30 today. I mean, I've shoehorned him into, I don't know. My exposure on him is 62%.
Who did you just say?
Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, okay.
CMC, yeah.
I don't love the linebackers for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I think Christian McCaffrey is going to eat their lunchbox today. I think Jacksonville wins, but McCaffrey has a gigantic game today. And with me hating running back as much as I do, that's too friggin' easy.
That's just the one. All right, let's see. We got any more fantasy questions thrown into the YouTube chat here? For our local listeners, just want to throw out, y'all can come see us on Thursday after the show. We're going to be down hanging out at the Ingles on New Leicester Highway. We'll be doing a remote out there from 4 until 6 for the Ingles Giving Tree. The Ingles Giving Tree is back to benefit Manna Food Bank. And so we'll be out there collecting, canned goods for the drive. The holiday season is upon us. And so, yeah. They're getting us out of the building here. We're going to be, in fact, that'll be the first of 2 public appearances that we'll be doing next week with iHeartMedia Asheville. We will be at the Ingles on New Leicester Highway. That's the one at the end of in the Irwin Hills area, not the one
right across from Sonic.
Right. We'll be at that one 4 to 6 on Thursday, and then we will be on the Ingles float for the Asheville Holiday Parade.
I am really glad you said that because I had totally forgotten that.
Mm-hmm. Next
and
Saturday
my fat
morning.
ass will be coming next Sunday morning or next Saturday? Okay.
Next Saturday morning.
I will be screaming in from a wedding, and I am probably going to be a little worse for the wear.
Good thing he doesn't have to do anything. All we have to do is just put a headset on him and just make him wave.
I may be full weekend at Bernie's, just it's entirely possible.
Entirely possible.
One of my closest friends is getting married on Friday in Hot Springs, which I don't know how familiar you are with this area, but that is a bit of a hike from here.
Yep. Here's a pick 2 from Kelvin Joyner. Singleton, I guess that's supposed to be Singletary, Ford, and James Cook.
Oh, boy.
Singletary.
Not James Cook.
Yeah. Singletary and Ford.
I would agree.
Matthew Hoffman says he made a contrarian lineup today with Kyler Murray and Trey McBride together.
It's not as contrarian as you want it to be.
It's not, because I had one of those.
Like I don't have the. Let me get the ownership pulled up here.
Kyler's going to be owned.
Oh, no doubt. Kyler's going to be owned. I mean, in terms of quarterbacks, number 1 is Burrow. Dak Prescott is 2. Geno Smith. Stop that. Goff is 4. Well, okay. Maybe it's more contrarian than I thought.
I think this is going to be one of those ones you see it
He's
after everything is set. You're going to see a bunch of people who threw in these. I have a Kyler Murray line that I put in too, but I think that it's just everybody that's playing multiples will play maybe one, just to see, just in case.
Because he's lower priced than he will be a week from now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No Zay Jones for the Jaguars. That's not a surprise. No Minka Fitzpatrick for the Steelers. No Carlton Davis for the Buccaneers.
Wow. So that means
More DeAndre Hopkins.
I was going to say, do you move Jamel Dean onto Hopkins? I mean, I guess you have to. Unless you're going to go with Zion McCollum. He's been playing out of the slot, so I don't really see that.
Yeah. Will Levis.
Hammer.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Can't really do addition by subtraction with that team.
No, because what's behind him is worse.
Yes, much worse. So, yeah, Will Levis, DeAndre Hopkins stack. Continue.
It's like somebody once told me at an ESPN media event about 2 ESPN beat writers. They just walk up to each other and go, "You suck, I suck too." No, I'm not going to tell you who it was. I'm not going to say who said it, and I'm not going to say who they were talking about. Although I will say one of them was David Newton.
Speaking of here, Tammy has a, Spider-Man staring at each other question here. Full PPR, Quentin Johnston or Tyjae Spears?
Tyjae Spears.
Really?
Quentin Johnston can't catch. They don't trust him at all.
I fully expected that to be another one of those. Neither of those. Is there anybody on the waiver wire?
Noah Brown.
Is Andre Yeshivas on your waiver wire?
Can you go get Noah Brown right now? Because I would happily go that way.
Right. I would imagine you're not still in one of these leagues where Tank Dell is available.
No.
I saw that story the other day. I don't remember what service it was from, but he was like 46% unowned still.
Which is stupid.
On some service, and I was like, that's how? How, after this guy's had amazing weeks for 5 weeks, how is he still available?
I'm pretty sure that those numbers are made up so that someone on a certain network that starts with an N and ends with an L can claim that they're fantasy experts by claiming to go get Tank Dell because he's available. Pretty sure we just made those numbers up.
Who are you talking about?
I was about to say, I don't know.
Trying to
the NFL network is notoriously bad at giving you fantasy advice. For being the network for the football which we watch.
Yes.
They will tell you, hey, go pick up Tank Dell. He's a real sleeper pick. Everybody's like, no, he's not. We've had him for like 8 of the 10 weeks.
Right.
Stop it. Stop it.
Danny Finsfan had a DFS lineup question. He went Stroud, Etienne, Bijan. What is it with everybody going Bijan Robinson today? Tank Dell, Christian Kirk, Jamison Williams, Laporta, Dotson, and the Cowboys. Here's the first thing that jumps off the page to me. You have 2 Lions receivers, and you're not playing their quarterback. That doesn't make any sense to me. And trust me, I like C.J. Stroud too, but you've got 1 receiver in Dell and Stroud. If you're going to go double receiver, for them to pay off, you've got to have their quarterback.
Got to.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't love Bijan today at all.
Everybody's getting caught into it because he's, $6,000? And they're like, at some point it's got to be
As
This
I
has gotta
said
be
earlier,
Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about how he's not getting the ball. So
Right.
that the narrative is going to be, well, of course they're going to give him the ball.
Mm-hmm.
we've said that
they?
now for 4 straight weeks. 4 straight weeks we have said that.
Yep.
And Arthur Smith is getting more combative about it by the week, and he's not changing anything. So that would be my advice on that. I like the Stroud side. I've got a couple bullets with Stroud. I've got some with ETN. Tank Dell's is a good play today. I don't know if he's as good as everybody's making him out to be.
No, that's a hype play.
And Noah Brown is the one that if I'm playing a Texan receiver today, it's Noah Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the Jameson Williams side. I like the Christian Kirk side. Laporta is my tight end 1 today. And the Cowboys are a no-doubter. Tammy
says she already has Noah Brown in the lineup. So now she's asking Spears or Kyle Pitts.
Tammy, that's intelligent fantasy play, and we appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Pitts, no doubt.
Yep.
Not that I think it's going to be great, but I like him a hell of a lot better with Taylor Heineke than I like him with Desmond Ridder.
Absolutely. We saw Pitts and Jackson, or not Jackson. I keep wanting to call Drake London Drake Jackson, and that's
nope.
different
Drake
player.
Jackson's the one that just got replaced for the 49ers.
Yes, is a different player. Drake London. They were starting to come on at the end of the Desmond Ridder campaign, and I think it's only a matter of time before this all clicks in place for that passing game for Atlanta.
Let's see. Stone Sports Podcast said I need somebody 4,300 or under. Is it Shaheed? Shaheed probably 5 on that list for me. My 1 is Noah Brown. My 2 is Andrea Yeshivas. My 3 would probably be Jameson Williams. And okay, Shaheed would be my 4. All 4 are playable.
Amazing. Yeah, there's nobody else that I don't know if I would venture far off of that though.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is a week where I've got like a 20-player pool, and I'm just really reorganizing the deck chairs because I'm not playing a lot of quarterbacks.
Mm-mm.
And you can usually figure out what I'm doing down the line by who I'm playing at quarterback. And today it's exclusively Stroud, Levis, and Kyler. And I'm 70. Well,
no Goff?
I think I've got a bullet with Goff.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look.
I think you should.
I've got 5 quarterbacks in total that I've played in all of my entries, and I'm 60% leveraged on Levis. So if Levis dookies, I am big trouble.
I'm 65 on Levis. I'm 30 on Stroud.
Yeah, Howell, Murray, Goff, and I got 1 big cock Brock line.
Damn, I'm glad I looked at that. Because I did that thing again where I changed the lineup that I didn't mean to. So I'll be 60 on Levis, 30 on Stroud, 5 on Kyler, and 5 on Jared Goff. Jared Goff. We got a trade question. I love trade questions, especially when they involve draft picks. ZA215. Would you trade a first round 2024 pick? I'm gonna stop you right there. It better be a damn lot, because this is a really good draft for Tank Dell and Jake Ferguson.
Is it a top of the first round?
If it's a back end of the first round, then maybe.
Oh.
I would really like to do that for a 2 and a player. I want to accumulate first round picks.
Mm-hmm.
And we will be doing a lot of content about dynasty rookies this year, because unlike last year, there's going to be a damn lot of them. Whole damn lot of them that are really, really relevant.
The second part of that was, would you just buy Ferguson for a second round pick?
I would like to have Tank Dell. I don't know that Tank Dell's worth a first round pick. Ferguson is certainly worth it too, especially as Bootsy his tight end is.
Mm-hmm.
And he said Goddard was his tight end. So yeah, that's what I would do for now.
Keep your first round pick, pass on Tank Dell for the moment. Use the 2 to get Ferguson.
I mean, because you got to understand, if you've got to, so you got to play that out of what is that first round pick going to become. And if you're picking in the top 5, you're going to bypass Keon Coleman. He said he's 6-3 and he's number 1. Okay, that changes that. Then yes. At 6-3, so long as nothing's going to come off the rails and you're going to end up with a pick in the top 5. Because the thing that would scare me is that I give up Marvin Harrison or Roma Dunze or Keon Coleman for Tank Dell, because those 3 are those 4 are not like the others.
Mm-hmm.
Tank Dell's not like the others. There, good, but he doesn't have that number 1 upside.
All right, not seeing any other fantasy questions. You get those in there. We got any inactives coming down? Oh, we've had 2 scores in the Frankfurt game.
Whoa. It's 10-6. Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Barn burner fourth quarter here between the Colts and the Patriots.
Oh, my God. I'm just looking at the stat lines. Mac Jones, 12 of 15, 129 yards.
Yep.
Does he have a picture of whose house Bill Belichick was leaving? Because that's the only thing that makes sense to me as to why he continues to lather up and be the starting quarterback of the New England Patriots.
I'm considered that we're just playing him actively to lose.
It's a bold strategy, Cox.
He sucks.
Sure does.
Oh, my God. We've had one-yard touchdown this entire.
Yeah.
The Germans are on the phone. They're good with football.
Then we've seen enough.
Don't send us another one of these. More Chiefs, Dolphins. Less of this shit. Chauncey Major had a question.
What did I? Sorry, I didn't see it.
Playing anybody from Ravens Browns. I am not.
No.
Jerome Ford is
marginally
fine.
Playable. He's marginally playable. There's better options.
Gus Edwards is fine. But everybody in that game is overpriced to me.
Mm-hmm.
Considering who they're playing.
Certainly in DFS, I'm not touching it.
No.
I don't even want to play guys from this in season long.
No.
I have to, but I will not be happy with it.
I do too.
Danny Finsfan, he changed his lineup a little bit, and the only thing that I see is any lineup that has James Conner is always going to draw the ire of me, because I am not a fan of James Conner.
Is he back?
Yeah. And he's also going to be stupidly high on today. For what reason, I'm not real sure.
Because everybody else loves James Conner. We notoriously shit on him, and he usually ends up having a good day, which makes it even more frustrating. But then he goes back and does the normal thing.
But his good is like 16 points.
He
never does more than that.
I'm just saying, one day he does what he always does, which is we say this guy's terrible. Like remember Rashad White? Don't do the Rashad White thing, and then he accidentally finds the end zone twice or some nonsense, and you're like,
well,
great.
The thing that bothers me so much about James Conner is how often he gets hurt.
Yes.
And then you have that one player in your lineup that played 17 snaps and shits all over you. And that happens probably 4 times a year to James Conner, which is why I just avoid it like grim death.
Yep.
Dave asked, full PPR, starting Deebo Samuel or Tank Dell?
Tank.
Deebo.
I would go Tank Dell.
You're going Deebo, Armchair?
I am.
ZA 215, start 2. Joe Mixon, Breece Hall, Kenny Walker.
Breece Hall, Kenny Walker.
I would go Joe Mixon, Breece Hall.
Yeah, I would too.
And yes, I know they're playing Washington. There's just something weird about the way the Seahawks run the ball that I don't always love.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, I've played Kenny Walker a bunch of times this year.
Right. Yeah, but it's also the snap share there. I mean, like last week, Charbonnet out-snapped Walker, but Walker out-touched him, and it's just weird.
It's the Tajay experience.
That game was so out of hand, though.
Mm-hmm.
The game was so out of hand. It's a bad we'll cherry pick the good stats here, but Kenny Walker will get his tote if they're going right, and it's going to be in the rain. He'll get tote.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, for me, you can start all 3 of them. That team is, just looking at his next question specifically,
yes.
Your team is real, real good. Because his next question is pick one out of Dalton Kincaid or Taysom Hill.
I'm on Hill.
I am too, but damn, it's close.
It's very close.
Yeah.
And he said he could flex
I
a
agree.
tight end if you want to sit a running back. I'm not sitting any of. I would like to not sit any of those running backs.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to pick the nits, then I would go Kenny Walker because I do think Joe Mixon's going to have a pretty good day.
Yeah. Taysom Hill's did. I heard somebody say earlier this morning that he's averaged like 10 touches a game for the last 4 weeks or something. And the way that he's catching passes, he's rushing touchdowns, and they still haven't flipped out the passing touchdown on us yet, I don't think. I don't think he has one of those so far this year. But it's eventually
I got
coming.
one last week.
Did he?
Last week or the week before, I thought you did.
He threw one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. I'll double check. I thought he threw one.
I don't know. I'm smoked weed since then, so I'm not.
Yeah, he's got one passing touchdown.
Okay. All right.
Remember,
I didn't know that he had
versus the Bears.
All right. So anyway,
One
but
for
yeah,
one
I
attempt,
mean,
3 yards on a tutty.
right. He's still a guy that can get you touchdowns 3 different ways.
Yes.
And they have figured out that, you know what? This offense just works better with him being involved somehow. But I do like Dalton Kincaid. That's a tough one. What was the rest of that? There was more after that, wasn't there?
Dobbs or Carr for week 10. I'd go Carr, but I don't love either one.
Yeah. Is T.J. Hawkinson?
Can you play Taysom Hill as your quarterback?
Is T.J. Hawkinson in today? Is the question.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't.
He's not inactive. He's dealing with a rib thing, which is all pain management, and so I mean, there's no to me there was no risk of him not playing, but there is a risk of him being limited, and you do have to know that you could take the wrong shot, and then the pain's just too much to deal with.
Right. George Cook, half PPR. Does he go Dell, Marquise Brown, or Javonte Williams? Dell.
Yes.
And then does he go Raiders or Bills defense?
Bills.
Breece Hall going to go nuts tonight? Question mark.
I mean, I would love to think so, but, Nathaniel Hackett hates fun and wants him and Mike Norvell. When I have an infarction, please make sure that they get the bill. Just split it in half. One pays half, the other pays half.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Because you're what put me here, you bastards. And
Taylor
that's coming
M.
from a man with 2 ex-wives.
Taylor M. says he threw one last week to Jawan Johnson.
He did.
Taysom Hill did. So
Oh,
I must
botch
have missed
back.
that.
Damn it, and you're still not advertising boobs. What are you doing with your life, NFL bullshittery?
Yeah.
All
And he says,
games screaming here.
the Saints are 18-1 when Taysom Hill runs the ball 7 or more times.
Yep.
Wow. Why is it taking Dennis Allen so long to figure out to get him involved in the play game?
He's
call.
a dumb shit.
That's the one. That might be the game that Jeremy, you and I disagree most vehemently about this week, is the Saints and the Vikings. 'Cause I'm still trying to figure out how to be on the Vikings side of this one. But that's just me.
Doot.
All right. Hearing no other qualms, no other queries.
Stephen Tao.
I'm your huckleberry.
He asked where the Eliminator update is. It will be in the Discord in 5 minutes.
There you have it.
Armchair, you got a sweeping declaration for the people? Anything to plant your flag on?
No, but
I'm
make
the
sure.
huckleberry.
R.I.P. to Roman Czechmanic, Flyers goaltender, and come check out the Ocho on Wednesday.
Very good.
And mine
Jets.
would be we're taking the first round mock, which many of you seem to enjoy. By the way, thanks for watching ads because I learned some shit about that. They say, oh, that doesn't trigger the algorithm. Bullshit. So I will be doing a second round mock. I'm going to take the picks that I gave each team in the first one. I'll move the order, and then I'll do a second round mock because I had several people ask me about players that would be coming. I mean, this draft is stacked. So I'll be doing another one of those. I probably record that Tuesday night.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
I will be here for a few extra hours because I'm doing a UNCA game Tuesday.
Everybody enjoy the football today. Are you doing it? Awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you. Because I was putting that on my schedule going, I'm really going to have to fucking do that game, aren't I?
There won't be many of those. Just understand that. This Tuesday just so happened to work out your way because my wife has a late meeting that night. So
makes me feel better about this week. It's one less thing I have to do. All right. Enjoy the football. We will be with you tomorrow, of course, ESPN Asheville at noon to recap all of the action and always seen right here in the Ingles Studio on YouTube. We'll see you then.